You gonna have some water? You gonna slowly drink some water over there? Alright, hey guys, what's up? I have a pretty exciting video to share with you today because I have an entire face of drugstore products only, and I've put this video off for so long because I've never picked up drugstore eyeshadows. Like, I think I had one palette a long time ago when I first started wearing makeup. It just didn't really compare to my high-end eyeshadows, so I was like, wow, like, you really need to splurge on the high-end eyeshadows because they just work so much better. And then recently I was like, you know what? I need to give them a chance again, mainly because Wet n Wild like reformulated their Comfort Zone palette, and I never had the old one anyway, but everyone was saying it was so amazing, and so I went and I picked up all four. But I'm so happy that I did go out of my zone. I did go out of my comfort zone and pick up some drugstore eyeshadows and try them out. And this is the look that I did today with that palette and with all drugstore products. If you do like this look, just keep on watching. I'll show you how I did it. So I started off with my eyebrows. I did go in with two different eyebrow pencils. The first one was the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. And I wasn't too precise with this. I kind of just went in to fill in a base. The second brow pencil I used was the Covergirl Ultrafine Brow Pencil in the shade Soft Brown. This one I used more towards the edges to create some cleaner lines. Then to prime my eyelids, I went in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Light. And to set the concealer, I went in with the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, and I just used it on a big fluffy brush to kind of just set that down. And then to set my eyebrows, I went in with the Maybelline Great Lash Translucent Gel. The palette that I'm going in with today is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. I went in with the first shade, number 1, and I just took it on a fluffy blending brush and put it all over the crease area. I do pick up small amounts of pigment at a time so that I can really build it up and have a lot of control of where the coverage goes, where the pigment goes, and how buildable how builded I want it to be. And by building it slowly, you kind of avoid any harsh lines. And then I wanted to figure out what I wanted to put on my eyelid, but then I went with number 8 and number 9. So first I went in with number 9, which is like army green color, and then I just blended it upwards. And then to layer on top of that, I went in with shade number 8, which is that like duochrome blue, and I just pat that right over top. Then I just went in with the same brush that we used earlier to really make sure that everything was blended out. I didn't add any more product, I'm just blending things out here. And to clean up any fallout, because that dark army green shade did have a lot of fallout, I'm just cleaning it up with a makeup wipe. And this time I am going back in with the blue still, but here I have a different brush, and I'm just packing that on over top to really make sure the pigment's there. And I wanted the outer corners to be a little bit darker, so I went back in with the army green shade number 9, and I just really focused it on the outer third of my eyes. I went ahead and threw on some eyeliner. I went in with the NYX Epic Ink Liner. I did do a relatively thin line, but I did elongate it a lot. And that way we still had a dramatic line, but we were still able to see a lot of the blue and green pigments on the eyelid. For the lashes today, I just curled my lashes, and then I went in with two different mascaras. I went in with the Essence Get Big Lashes mascara in waterproof for my first coat. I was gonna put on some fake lashes, but I couldn't find the ones that I wanted to use, so I just threw on two mascaras. So the second one was the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara. And I have it in waterproof. Generally, all the mascaras that I choose to purchase are in waterproof just because I have short, straight lashes, and the waterproof really holds a curl. I noticed some more fallout on my face, so I just wiped that back up with the makeup wipe. And then I went in with my Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer in 020 on the high points of my face, and around the edges of my face I went in with my L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation. And the Pro Glow Foundation is a little bit darker and the concealer is a little bit lighter, so this is just a way we could like kind of contour before we contour. What I did learn is that the formula of the Catrice concealer has a lot more of a drier consistency than the Fit Me concealer that I usually use from Maybelline. So I had to go in with a second coat so that the concealer would actually be malleable. It wasn't blending in at first because it was basically already dried down. So I've learned my lesson. I have to buff out the concealer before I buff out anything else so it doesn't dry out when I use this for concealer. But I do still really like this concealer for my under eyes. Speaking of my under eyes, I went ahead and set it down with my Coty loose face powder. And I'm not really baking with it, I'm just using the sponge to apply it and buff it away. I also set the upper lip and chin area. To finish up the lower lash line, I went in with the bottom transition shade, which is number 10, and I just buffed that down on the entire lower lash line. And of course I built that up as well. Then I want to deepen up the outer third of the lower lash line, so I went back in with the Army Green shade, which is number 9, and just buffed that into the outer third of the lower lash line. Then to put on some eyeliner on the lower lash line, I went in with the Wet n Wild waterproof liquid liner, and I really just focused on the outer third of my eyelid, and then I went in with the number 9 to set that. Then I went into the highlighting shade of the palette, which is number 2, and I put it under my brow bones and on the inner corners of my eyelids. But then I didn't think the inner corners were as bright as I wanted them to be, so I went in with the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in Molten Rose Gold and just set that in to the inner corners to really brighten that area up. To actually contour my face, I went in with the warm and cool shade of the e.l.f. contour palette, and I just contoured my cheekbones, my nose, and jawline. I did want the eyes to be the main focus of this look, so I didn't want the contour to be too dramatic. Then for the blush, I went in with the Burt's Bees blush in Bare Peach. I went back into the Maybelline Master Chrome highlight to highlight the rest of my face, so I just put that on top of my cheekbones heavily, and then I went down my nose, down my chin, and on the center of my forehead. For the lips today, again, we are going not so dramatic so that the eyes would really pop. I just went in with the Wet n Wild lipstick in Bare It All. This is one of my favorite nude lipsticks. It just works really well for me. To set my face, I went in with the Flower Beauty Dewy Setting Spray. You do need to make sure you shake this well, but the mist on this thing is amazing. Alright, so we've reached the end of the video, and if you've made it here, I want to let you in on a little secret. That was the first time I've ever filmed my eyebrows being done. Like, I never do my eyebrows on camera, and that wasn't even my normal eyebrow routine. It was my kind of like on the go, quick, just use pencils, get out the house type of thing. So that's interesting. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy watching. If you want to check out some more of my videos, click right over there. And if you want to subscribe, click up there. Other than that, again, thanks so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy watching, and I'll see you next time.